well, welcome back. So what we're going to do as well before we head off anywhere is we'll check in with everybody. And we just need to have a chat to the carpenter here. He wants us to get a kiln. We, as we previously mentioned, have not yet found clay, so we can't do anything for him. What we're also looking for is the advanced glider. Now we want to get that as soon as we possibly can. We don't at the moment know where a Shroud Sac is, so we've got to try and find those as well, and everything else for him is not really relevant because it's just aesthetic stuff at the moment. Now Athlan Scree the Hunter is asking us if we can go and find a hand spindle. So it's somewhere in Riverwood near Westcott. Also, as we previously had a look with the Hunter, there's not really anything we particularly want. The Hunter does have a higher armor set than we currently have, but to be honest, we're not really too concerned. As we checked in with the farmer just before, we know that caravan journey's glitched. Seedbed we've already crafted, so there's nothing new to do there. In terms of checking in with the blacksmith, he's got his forge and his charcoal kiln now. Now, a couple of things here. We would have enough equipment right now if we wanted to craft a shield. That would be level 8 with 7 block. However, to be honest, I don't really think we're too concerned with it. You can end up finding a lot of equipment out in the wild, like wards, shields, whatnot, and especially weapons, just by generally looting. So I would not really be too concerned. And the same with this as well, the helmet, gloves, all the rest of it. At the moment, I'm not really concerned. That equipment does have physical resistance of 10 and it's level 8. But it's really not that much better than what we have at the moment. We do have physical resistance of 28, but our equipment that we have at the moment is only level 5. So, to be honest, what we have right now is fine, and a block of 2 is probably not as good as the shield that we could craft over here, but I really don't want to spend the metal sheets, and we need to just try and save equipment and save resources wherever possible, so we won't be too concerned with that at the moment. And also, if we have a chat with Balthazar the Alchemist, the Hollow Halls is something that's a new part of the game, so I really would not be concerned with that, and it's not really for people who are at a lower level like we are. It's for people who are really quite advanced, to be honest. We would not have a chance in there. So in terms of anything building wise for the Alchemist, we've already done our grinding stone. We don't really know what any of this really is as yet, nor do we require it either. The shroud claws we could possibly use at one stage. Now that would be, as we discussed previously, upgrading our altar. So we could create some shroud cores through the Alchemist, but as we also discussed earlier, at the moment we do have a couple of things that are respawning which we are quite happy with. So I think at this stage we won't bother updating and upgrading. A few reasons for that, one of which is we actually haven't found the tile or the building product that we need to build these walls as yet, and we still do not have enough of the survivors in place. We have placed Emily Frey here, but all she really requires right now is just that seed bed. We could make her multiple seed beds, but eventually we'll probably place the seed beds outside. To be honest, probably once we've crafted another survivor, then I would maybe think about it and only maybe that is, because we need to sort of upgrade first and make sure that we are at a higher level, and also that we are ready to start rebuilding this. So to be honest, I don't think we'll probably even look at attempting that until we get another 5-6 levels up and we're another 5 or 10 hours into the game. Probably 10 hours really, to be honest. So what I've done in the interim as well, since last time when we finally got through the ancient vault of the farmer, I went a little bit further north and set up a home base. And you might have noticed that I had a couple of those things in this region to take note of. One of which is right here. We finally found ourselves some clay, which is fantastic. Now, a thing to note with these veins as well, even though it looks like they're quite small on top of the ground, most of the time what you'll find is if you follow a particular direction, they do tend to continue on downwards. So don't be sort of discouraged if you just find a tiny little bit and it doesn't look like there's much more of it. Most of the time there actually is. So you'll see we're digging under here and we've got quite a lot of it. And what we can do now that we've got our little temporary flame shrine up here, we can just come back here and farm this whenever we want to. So that's one of the reasons why I sort of pre-scouted ahead up here and placed my flame shrine down. And I only did that before from when we finished the shrine. Now, another thing to note in this area here, what I just picked up earlier on, is this flax. That's actually going to be something that is extremely helpful, as that is going to make us some material that we really do require quite a lot in the game. Now, I'm not sure if we've already gone through this or if I've gone through it online with you, but you'll notice here that the flowers give you a poison sac. And that's a red flower. So one would imagine, just from that, if we were to try and find a Shroud Sac, that it may be somewhere in the Shroud. So I think what we'll try and do is have a bit of a look down here in the Shroud, see if we can find anything that resembles what we're after. Also, while we're here, we can see that blue flower, which is that flax, which we'll grab every single little bit of, and you'll see around here there's quite a lot of it. We'll just grab it wherever we can. Now, those shroud sacks will come in very, very handy as well, and this is another reason why this zone here is extremely helpful, is that there are loads of these flowers around here. To be honest, I'll probably leave this flame shrine here for quite some time, because this is a really, really handy zone to just continually farm, especially for flowers. And this is not the only flowers that are here as well, by the way. There's quite a few here. So there we go, we've already got a couple, and we can also see here there is look at that. As we discussed earlier, always dig wherever possible. Game's always telling you that it's giving you some loot. And we can see down below us there, that's where the shroud starts. We've got another one of those flowers right there. Let's take it out. Grab some baby mushrooms while we're at it. You can see now that it's night time as well that there's a few of these little mushrooms in this area, and as we don't come across them very often, should, wherever we can, try and utilize, farm them. 3 all in a row within a couple of areas here, so pretty helpful. Now, as it's night time as well, there will be a couple of enemies around, and we'll need to be very careful because they are level 11, which is a little bit higher than us. So we need to watch what we're doing. So if we take a little bit more of a look around the area here, see down here, just in front of us, looks like a blue flower. That's the same as the other one, but blue. And you'll see there, Shroud Sac, that's the one that we're after. So we need to have a look for that. And if we look within this area here, there's one there and one over here as well. So we've hit the jackpot. And this is another reason why this zone and where I've put that flame shrine is extremely helpful. So the 10 that we needed for the upgrade there should be not too difficult for us to do. Alright, so now that we've found a place to farm our Shroud Sacs from, what we're going to do is teleport back to home base, clear everything out of our backpack, come back to this base again and continue on our mission over to get the mortar. See you next time.